Hi, I'm Aaron Cushman. I've just authored a new book called Public Relations Impacts the World. And one of the most interesting elements, I believe, to a reader is the fact that publicity stunts are key elements in the corporate marketing mix. They help to move product. And there are so many examples of successful publicity stunts that have stayed the period of time. For example, the Motion Picture Academy Awards were created in 1929, and here we are decades later, and they are now key aspects to the successful promotion of motion pictures. Another element that I like to talk about in the book is Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Every Thanksgiving Day, people sit down to their turkey dinner, and they turn on the television set and they watch Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And of course, what they're interested in as far as Macy's is concerned is the ratings that these have. And viewed all over the world, there's no question about how many millions of people tune it in. A third element that was a publicity stunt, one-time publicity stunt, was the beauty pageant. The Miss America beauty pageant was created in 1921. At that particular time, the Associated Press told each of their member newspapers to boycott it. And I assume they did that because in 1921, they didn't like the idea of beautiful girls walking around on stage with what was then scant bathing suits. There's still one other aspect that I like to talk about, and that's the Rose Bowl football game in Pasadena, California. That's the grandfather of all the bowl games that now occur all over the United States. It was the two major college teams playing together in Pasadena, and now there are so many bowl games, and each one has an interesting corporate name attached to it because the publicity value from the radio and television broadcasting is what makes it possible for them to underwrite the sponsorship of each one of those bowl games. I have a more recent situation where Oprah Winfrey and General Motors got married, or so to speak, in one of the best publicity stunts that have happened in years. Oprah gave away 250 brand new Pontiac cars to everyone live in her audience on a specific day. And of course, they went berserk with excitement. And so did the media all over the world, talking about Oprah's show and the fact that each one of the people who were there got a brand new Pontiac automobile. Whatever the cost was for General Motors to do that was infinitesimal compared to the millions of dollars worth of exposure that they achieved all over the United States. And I think it's also interesting to note that presidents of the United States use publicity stunts very often. I think of Harry Truman. His publicity stunt was taking the train. He stood on the back platform of the train as it toured every nook and corner of the United States. And he spoke in his Missouri home style as an average American guy and impressed people, even though the Chicago Tribune headlined the next day that Thomas Dewey had won the election. They were wrong. Harry Truman was the new president of the United States. And when Barack Obama goes to town hall meetings all over the United States to get some enthusiasm going for what is now called Obamacare, the great medical program that he fostered, that's another publicity stunt. And when I think about presidents, I'm thinking of President Bush when he arrived on a jet fighter plane and stepped out of that plane on an aircraft carrier in time to step before a press conference and tell the world that it was mission accomplished. The Iraq War was over. The only problem was he was 10 years too early. All of these and many other stories you will find in my new book, Public Relations Impacts the World, which is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and you can also get it on my own website, Aaron Cushman Creative PR.